Okay, now let's start to work on step 1. Okay, our step 1 is to complete popularity analysis. All right. Now, in the handout, we are going to, this is step 2 in the handout. Okay, so you can refer to the handout. So first of all, we want to insert. You can insert column in your worksheet. This is how. So you click on the column that you want to insert. All right, so we want to insert. We need to insert 2 columns. You can do it one by one. Like this. So you highlight the column, then you right click, then say insert. Right, it will insert a column for you. All right. Now let's go back. All right. Or you can insert multiple columns. Let's say, okay, we want to insert 2 columns here. All right. Then we can change the background color to no field. So nothing there. All right. Then let's type in menu mix. So this is menu mix percentage. We put that in column C. All right, we type that. I made a mistake. So if you made a mistake, that's okay. You can move the cursor to here. Say, okay, we want to undo it. Or you can just type it over. All right, so let's click on C8. Then type in. This is menu mix percentage. All right, you can click the check mark here or just hit enter. Now the next column in D7. Okay, so this is here. All right, so we just type that in. Okay, now this happens when your column width is not wide enough. All right, so we can fix that. All you have to do is you highlight the column, then move the cursor to the side. All right, you see that when I move my cursor between column D and column E, it changed to a kind of cross. So we drag it to the right. You can drag it to the right. That changed the width. Okay. Now let's go down to in cell A35. In A35, let's type in this is total menu items sold. All right. Alright, so to calculate menu mix percentage, we need to calculate total menu items sold. Then each item, we divide each item sold by total menu items, total items sold. Then we get menu mix percentage. So our next task is to add. Is to add up all the items sold. Okay. Now we can do this. So we need to enter a formula here. Right. So the way we enter a formula is start with an equal sign. That tells Excel we are going to enter a formula. Right. So we can enter the cell one by one. So we want to start from B6 plus B7 plus B8, then all the way down to B33. That's too much work. We can simplify it by using an Excel function. It's called sum, which means summation of a range of data. So here we can type in sum. Then we can either manually type in the cell address, or we can highlight the range we want to add them up. So here we can type in B8 2, right? Make sure it's a colon. Yeah, so B8 to B33, B33. All right, then the right parenthesis. All right, and add that up. So that's the total, 4,596. And we can change that to accounting format. Yeah, the way we change that. Here are some shortcuts, yeah, we can use. So we change that to common style. Now we don't want to have, we don't need the 2 decimal place. So we can reduce, yeah, we can decrease decimal. We hit it once, then twice. All right. Okay, this is by using a built-in function. Yeah, a function called sum. And we type in the cell address. All right. Now let me delete this. Okay. Now you can also highlight the range. All right. So let me show you this. It's equals sum and elapsed parentheses. Then we highlight the range. All right. Then we hit the right parenthesis. Okay. Then hit enter. So you see that we get the same same result. All right. Our next step, next step here is we want to calculate each item's menu mix percentage. All right. So this is done by we take the each item sold, then divide by the total. All right. This is done. This is done by we take each item sold, divide by total items sold. All right. So here, now we are going to calculate menu mix percentage for each item. So we do this by, first of all, we enter an equal sign, then we click on B8, then divide by total menu items sold, which is in B35. All right, we enter that. Oop, what happened? It's 0, nothing there. Okay, well, don't worry about that. Yeah, if our formula is correct, maybe that's because it's decimal. Yeah, so and we need to increase the decimal places. Yeah, so that will show the result. You see here. Then we want it to be in a percentage format. So we change that to, we change the percent style. Say OK. And then we want to have 2 decimal places. Okay. Then here we go. All right. Now we can copy this to other cells. Yeah, we can copy this to other cells by doing this. But we got an error message. Why is that? Okay, so if we check our formula, that's what? That's B9 divided by B36. All right, we need to check our formula to see if that's correct. Okay, so we got an error message. Say it's divided by 0. Now what happened? Okay, now you can when you are setting up your Excel, there are 2 ways. There are 2 ways that you can check to see if you enter the formula correctly. One way is by changing the display. All right, this is how you can do it. You can use Control. You hit the Control key and the tilt. Which is the upper left corner of your keyboard. Upper left corner on your keyboard, and that will change the column, the cell display to formula. All right, let's do that. Let me show you. Okay. Okay, so And another way that we can check is by trace. By tracing the formula. This is how. So you click on formulas, then click on trace precedent. All right. So this shows that we take a number in B8 divided by number in B35. All right. But when we copy it down, let's say for C10, so the numerator is correct, but the denominator, is B37, which now that's the reason we get an error message. Okay, let's remove error here. Now, if you can recall that in class we talk about to make a cell address absolute. That means we lock a cell address. So when we copy it over, it will stay the same. All right. So we can manually type in a $ in front of the column reference and the row reference. That will make the cell address absolute. Okay, let's click the check mark. Now the other way to make a cell address absolute is by using F4 key. If you hit F4 key once, you see that both column reference and the row reference. If you hit the F4 key once, you see that Excel add a $ in front of the column reference and the row reference. Now, if you hit it again, only the cell reference, only add $ to the row reference, which means make row reference absolute. Now, if you hit it again, it shows the column. All right. Now, if you hit it again, it takes out the absolute $. Okay, we want to lock it. Both column and row. All right. Then let's check the OK. Let's enter. All right. Now watch this. Okay. Now watch this. I am going to copy this over to the other cells. Now you see the difference, right? The denominator stay the same, B35. Okay, so this is why we want to know this. Okay, this is the way that we use absolute cell address. Okay, now let's switch back. Okay, then remove all the arrow keys. So we complete calculation of menu mix percentage for each menu items. Now the next step is we want to assign each item into either high or low category. Now to do that, we need to set a cutoff point. To do that, we need to set a cutoff point. Now let's type in cut off. In C36. All right. Now let's say we want to set the cutoff point to be, let's say 4%. Now we can change that later. To see how many items, how it works. Okay. No problem. Now think about this. Now how do we assign that? So there's a logical judgment. So if an item Yeah, for example, the first item, if this item is higher than 4%, we will give it a high. If that's low, then we will say, okay, this is pardon me, yeah. All right, so we are going to use a logical judgment to check if this item is higher than the cutoff point. If this item is higher than the cutoff, then we will give a high. If this is lower than cutoff point, yeah, we will assign a low. Now, how to do that? Now, to do that, Excel comes with a logical judgment statement. Yeah, it's called if. All right. So this is how it works. Now we enter a function called if. Yeah, we start with an equal sign. Okay, here we go. All right. So equal sign if logical test. Yeah, if logical test. If this logical test is true. Yeah. So this is the first argument. All right, we get it true. Now, if the logical test is false, yeah, Excel will return this. Okay, so this is our logical test. If the minimum mix percentage is greater than cutoff, if that's true, we give it high. If that's false, we give it low. All right. Okay, so this is the statements that we are going to enter. All right, so start with an equal sign if C8 is greater than D $sign $D $36. Now this means an absolute address. Then we will give a high. Now make sure that you put a quote before and after high. Yeah, that means you will Excel will return a text. Then otherwise that's low. Okay, so we go back to our Excel. All right, now let's do this. All right, so we enter an equal sign, then if. Yeah, you see that when you enter a function, yeah, Excel give you a prompt, then that will tell you that what you need to enter. All right, so our logical test, yeah, is if this enter, if CA is greater than the cutoff, right? And we want to make the cutoff be absolute. Now, if that's true, we will say a high. All right. Now, if that's false, we will say it's a low. Okay, so we enter that. Yeah, so you see that it automatically gives us a low. Now, to see if that's true, if that's that Excel will automatically change that. Now, this is how you can test it. All right, so let's say we change this to 1%. Let's see. So if our formula is correct, we should get a high there. Am I correct? Okay, let's see. Let's say, okay, let's click it. Yes. Now you see it changed to high, right? Okay. Now let's change this back to 4%. Yeah, well, once you set it right, yeah, no matter what value there, yeah, it will do everything for you. Okay, so now what do we do? All right, we can copy and paste. Isn't that easy? All right, so now let's test it. Okay, so 4%, maybe that's too low. You want to change it to high. Okay, I mean you want to change it to 5%. All right, so all you have to do is change cut off to 5%. Then let's say enter. So now you see that some of the items, yeah, they change it to low. Yeah, because it's lower than now. For example, yeah, these two items, eggplant and the chicken salad, yeah, change it to low. All right. Okay. Now we change this to 4%. Okay. All right. Don't forget to save it. So now we complete the step 1. All right. Let's have a quick review. So this is in the process. Now, what did we learn? We learned how to insert column, right? We learned how to change column width. We learned how to enter a formula. Yeah, we learned the difference between relative and the absolute cell address, and where and under what circumstance, yeah, we use absolute address. Yeah, and also that we learned the if function, the logical judgment. All right. Okay. So let me make a stop here, and you can have a quick review.